Alright guys, we're going to talk about the GeoBallistics Ballistics Arc app for your phone, as well as the hardware here to give you your information, your data. What we have in here is just a little sample thing. This is over, whenever I'm looking at this, I've got a menu down here on the bottom. The first thing I want to do is I want to start on this side and I want to push rifle, and I'll pull up this rifle here, and what I've done is I've put in the 175 grain Sierra Match King using that G1 ballistic coefficient of 0.496. This is normal stuff that you would find in any ballistics program. Sight height, zero range. I'm going to go down here and have my muzzle velocity put in there, and then I'm going to have my atmospherics, but I'll get to atmospherics in a minute. I can also come in, vital signs are 4 inches. It'll also give me an energy threshold. You know, how whenever the bullet gets to 1,000 foot-pounds of energy downrange, it'll let me know. And it's just going to highlight the lines in the chart. And I also want to know where that velocity threshold is. That'll kind of let me know whenever I'm going to reach that transonic range. So once that's done, what I'll do is I'll come over here. It's all saved. I'll push done again. And then I'm going to go over here to my map, and I'm going to trash anything that's on the map. I've got a person, a target, a line, a trash can. I want to trash anything that's on there. Then I'm going to go over here to weather. Now, with weather, there's a couple of ways I can do it. I can use online weather access here, and if I push reload on here, what it's going to do is, through the internet, it's going to give me access to my closest weather station. And the closest weather station here, we've got a little bit, NAS Kingsville, which is 10 miles away. I can push that, and what it'll do is it's going to give me the data at Kingsville. But if I don't want to do that, I can come up here and use hardware. So this is the hardware. I don't have a very good cell connection out here, so it's a good thing we have the hardware. I'm going to use hardware. So over in settings, I will have turned on my Bluetooth. Then I'll come over here and I'll just push this button to turn it on, and I'll say use hardware. And so what will happen is, once it starts to read, once it says take sample, I'll be good to go. But I don't have any wind going on right now. But what it'll do, this is going to give me my wind speed, the direction. It'll give me my temperature, barometric pressure, relative humidity, heat index, density, altitude, and dew point. So pretty much all the information that I can get off of a Kestrel, I can get off this $85 piece of equipment. And again, the app itself is $15. The hardware is $85. So for $100, you'll have everything you need to get really good data. I push take sample, and I can let that run for 30 seconds or so, or for 10 seconds, or whatever, and then I can say stop. I'm going to run it for 10 seconds. 10, stop. Then, here's what it gave me. I don't have any wind because there's no wind down here. 90 degrees, and it's going to give me my pressure and relative humidity. So I'll use that. That's all I'm going to need to figure out DA. Then I can go over here to the chart. What's going to happen at this point is, normally, like, I've got my increments, my total range here, and what increment I want it in. I can change that. I've got it stopping at 1,250 yard increments. I can do it 100 yard increments, whatever. My position, also the shot bearing. So it's already got the wind. So if I hold this like this and I have a target in that direction, I can get ready and I can push that, and it'll tell me what's the bearing in degrees to that shot. I'm looking almost west. It's showing 276. 270 would be west, so it's almost due west. And then what will happen is I can come down here and I can get my data as it sets. These are my come-ups on this side. This will be my wind holds. Again, I don't have any wind out here today, so most of these are zero until we get out to some pretty far ranges. But at any rate, we were talking about that energy threshold that's highlighted in pink, and down here is going to be my velocity threshold. So for today, 1,186 yards away, I'll reach that 1,120 feet per second. So the next feature of this is going to be the map. Now the map is tied in with Google Earth. So up here in the left hand corner, I can just push that. It's going to take me right where I am. So where I am here, I can kind of open it up. We're over here in the carbine pit. It'll sit right there. So what I can do is I can drop a person there. Then I can move out here, let's say to this target right there, and I can drop a target. Then I can come over here, I can drop another target. I come over here, I can drop another target based off of Google Earth and what I'm seeing out there. Now, looking at this, if I want the data to that target that I've designated Charlie, I just push that and it tells me it's 388.7 yards, use 2.1 up, and again there's no wind. If I don't like that because I feel like I might have it a little bit off, I can trash that one. Let me get over here and trash it. I got thumble fingers this morning. So that one goes away. So I can move this target out here because I wasn't really pleased with where that target was. Set there, drop another target. Now it'll tell me there that's 516 yards. It tells me what to use and what my wind is. If I need the chart, I can just push chart and it'll tell me exactly what's going on with that target right there. Done. Go back. I've got these other targets, all Google Earth. It tells me exactly what's going on. Then I get to that point to where, all right, I want to go back to where I am. Puts me back there. I don't like any of those targets anymore, so I can trash them all. Again, I can go back over here, work my chart if I'm using KD stuff. If I want to change the increment, I can do that there. If I want to change the total ending yards, I can do that there. Now, let's say I come in and I'm looking at a 400-yard target, and it tells me 2.2 mils up. And it actually turns out that I probably screwed up on getting the correct velocity in there. So my actual data for 400 was 2.0. Okay, that's what I got whenever I tried this, and it turned out it was 0.2 too high. So I can go back over here to rifle. I can push this up. I can go all the way down to the muzzle velocity correction. And I'll go truing range. I'll put 400. And the elevation I used was 2.0. So then I can push calculate, and it tells me that my velocity wasn't, it turns out that my velocity is 2756 on that one. I'm going to read that right with my readers. If it turns out that my elevation that I used for that was 2.4, I can go back over here, calculate that, and it'll tell me I was at 2562. Now if I want to use that, I just push use and all that gets transferred over into my chart. Go back to where I was. All that data has been put into my chart again. So I go down there to 400 using the 2.4. I just put my actual data, so now my actual data got transferred over to this side. If I want to go back again and say, all right, let's look at that one more time. Let's go back here to my bullet. I was at 400 and I used 2. Can calculate that. 2768. I can use it. Once I push use, I'm done. I'm done here. Done here. Go back to my chart. Shows the 400 there. 2.0 because now it has my actual and it'll recalculate everything based off that new velocity. Again, the Ballistics Arc program. That's kind of what the icon looks like. And it's GeoBallistics Ballistics Arc.